Hi, I'm ArchieLuxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to do a bit of a talk about Patek Philippe and Rolex comparisons. That's right, Patek Philippe and Rolex comparisons. And this is some interesting information I got from the Rolex Forum website, which is a website I've been banned from numerous times, but Archie likes to hunt around for information. I mean, look, all good ideas just don't come from Archie. Archie likes to hunt around, and any bit of tidbit or information that he thinks is worth reporting on, that's what Archie will do. Okay, let's have a read of this here. I've heard of people ask about how Rolex can justify the price they charge. Personally, I really do not think they're overpriced. Sure, you pay for the brand name, which includes marketing, and I have heard that it's some of the biggest marketing in the industry, but a stainless steel Rolex Daytona has a retail price of around $9,000 compared to, say, a Tag Heuer Grand Carrera, which is around about $5,000 depending on model. In my humble opinion, the extra $4,000 is justified given the in-house movement, bigger brand name, and things like that. But Patek Philippe, how come their watches, even without date, can cost more than any Rolex make? I'm not saying Patek Philippe watches are overpriced, but just want to know how a Patek Philippe justifies the extra money spent. And it's because I plan to buy a Patek Philippe next. Is the way they make watches more labor intensive, or do they use better materials, or do they just charge more for exclusivity and brand name? And there was an excellent reply to that, which I'd like to share with my viewers. Pateks are handmade and assembled, and the in-house movements are artistically handcrafted. The more expensive ones also have complicated movements, like the annual and perpetual calendars, which are more expensive to make. There are usually waiting lists to get the desirable Pateks because they take longer to hand make, so these would be classed as high-end luxury. On the other hand, Rolex has perfected making basic movements very reliably, and they really are mass-produced luxury watches and not handcrafted. It's an extremely high-quality product with excellent finish and appeal. Rolex also have a well-oiled marketing machine that has got it all right, signing media, sports celebrities to align their product with the best in the world. Their marketing acumen has ensured that no other high-end watch in the world is as easily recognized as a Rolex. The normal Joe on the street possibly wouldn't know what a Patek, Lange or Jaeger-LeCoultre is, or find them as appealing as the Rolex brand. Only a WIS, that's Watch Idiot Servant, which is a term used for watch fanatics, will know. I would also say that most Patek, Lange or Jaeger-LeCoultre owners must have owned a Rolex at some point before they went into high-end luxury, well, except if they were privileged to be born with a silver spoon. And that's a very, very good reply there. And another reply came in. Have you ever asked yourself, why do you buy a Rolex when a $40 quartz Timex will keep more accurate time? The ones who tend to buy a Rolex would probably say things like, it's the history, the design, the craftsmanship, the durability, the dependability, and the quality. This is why I aspire to own a Rolex. When aspiring to buy a Patek, more people are paying when aspiring to buy a Patek, people are paying more than a Rolex generally for a number of the same reasons and a bit more. Patek is considered not only to be in the top tier of watchmakers, they are considered by most to be the king of watchmakers. This is because of their reputation and their history of making some of the finest watches in the business. They manufacture considerably less watches than Rolex. They make about 40,000 watches a year versus the approximately 750,000 to 900,000 watches a year that Rolex make. A Patek watch is finished with greater detail and workmanship than a Rolex watch. So why take considerably more time with every part to include everything from the dial, case and individual parts in the movement on their watches? When buying a luxury item of any kind, people are choosing to pay more generally because they aspire to and choose to because it speaks to them. There are plenty of people who would never aspire to buy a luxury watch. Then there are those who will choose to buy a Rolex but would never consider buying a Patek. If you care to really get interested in the beauty of horology, take a look at not only the history of Rolex, but others such as Patek, Lange, Audemars Piguet, IWC, Jaeger-LeCoultre, and many others. If watches are not your thing, then I would understand that as well. And that's a really good reply. And a comment that was made was, I have a friend, super old money. He has 3 Breguet watches, total price $320,000. And I respect it, and in a sick way, I get it. I wear my 18-carat Rolex Daytona proudly in his presence. But alas, I must admit, it's like pulling up to a stoplight in a Mercedes next to a Rolls Royce. I hope you've enjoyed this article on Patek Philippe and Rolex comparison. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you think.